And we are live. Yes, we're live on Let's Think Podcast. Everybody go shop with my brother Fez Dilla. Shout out to my brother Fez Dilla. Fall y'all fall. Barke Sheik. Mama Barke Sheik. Ibra Fall. Barke Sheik. Sufi Ba. First, I would like to rise, giving all thanks and perfect praises unto Allah, highest honors to his holy prophet, honors to the More Science Temple of America, honors to my leadership, Brother L. Portisel and Sister Sheik, Grand Sheikas in Portisel. Honors to all, and I mean all, who are participating in the comprehensive program of Uplifting Fallen Humanity. I'd like to give a shout out and special honors to my guests, our esteemed guest, Brother Sharif Anael-Bey and his staff, and all under the sounds of his voice, and all that he gives honor to.
Praise Allah. Islam. I want to do the same. I want to first rise giving praise to Allah. Honors to the last prophet, Jesus coming again, Prophet Noble Jew Ali. Honors to the forerunner, Honorable Marcus Mozak Garvey. Honors to the More Science of America. All past, present leadership, all leadership, national, state, and local. I want to extend a special honor to my leadership, Brother R. Jones Bey, Grand Sheik Moderator of the More Science of America Incorporated, his assistant, Brother A. Hopkins Bey. I want to extend a special honor to Let's Think Podcast and its creator, Sheik 7 Islam Ill, and our brother Jarvis McGrifffield. Bro, yes, I'm ready. I'm amped. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. As y'all can see the title. Oh, before I do this, everybody hit the like button for me. Get us an algorithm. Hit the like button. As you know, that does a lot for the channel. Places us in the algorithm. Also, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, super chat your questions. Super chat your questions throughout the presentation. I will stop and we will get them handled. If it's any comment that you would like, super chat it. Super thanks it. Support the channel. We have the Cash App pinned in the comment section. We also have Brother Sharif Anael-Bey's Cash App pinned in the comment section. Support the channel, support our guests, and we'll continue to bring this content, bring you this information, and support you. Islam. So go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button right now. Thank you. As far as my co-host, Jarvis McGriffell, he may be in a little late. I don't know. However,
life be life, and you know how that goes, bro.
Life be life. And if he's gonna be in, he'll chime straight in and we'll get him right on the screen.
That's right.
So as y'all can see the title, The Apparatus, Prophet Drew Ali and the Ultraterrestrial Question.
Come on.
So, wait. Before we even go there, I'm gonna ask a question.
Go ahead, bro.
What do you mean by ultraterrestrial? Because I've heard extraterrestrial. We were all familiar with that terminology. But what are you insinuating, or what are you conveying when you're saying ultra-terrestrial?
Well, as we'll see later on in the presentation, the more accurate term used by those in the know, which would include higher government,
yes,
and the intelligence community. They use the term, or prefer the term, ultra-terrestrial over extraterrestrial. And there's a few specific reasons for that. Okay. Just to touch on it real brief, the term extraterrestrial implies an off-planet origin.
That's extra.
Yes.
Okay.
Ultraterrestrial speaks to an off-dimension origin. From another ether plane. So the travel in this respect is not a matter of altitude or, or distance, right? But amplitude and vibration.
Whoa. You know what? You know what? Project Baby and Me podcast. Hey, Islam.
Islam, brother man.
Nicholas Bay. Islam, happy holy day. And happy holidays to the Moors.
That's right.
Juma Mubarak. You know, and we're crossing over to Friday night. It's also, you know, Shabbat Shalom to my Hebrews.
That's right.
Awareness Daily, peace. Creator of the boundless universe, peace. Peace.
Yeah.
Chosen World Media, peace, peace. No, that's Clown World Media, peace. My part, pardon me. Pardon me, beloved, pardon me. Yeah. Let's go. So without further ado, I guess we're gonna hop right into it because I can see you got you got you loaded up.
Yeah, we're ready to go, bro.
You're ready to go. All right, all right.
Yes,
how we looking?
Perfect. The title, The Apparatus. Prophet Jawali Moore Science and the UFO UAP Alien Question or the Ultraterrestrial Question. A lot of people, you know, you hear, and we're definitely going to give the requisite and due honor and respect to this other organization. But most of the time when you hear about the UFO question or the UFO issue, especially nowadays, it's hot topic, right? Hot topic. You hear people talking about the Anunnaki. You hear people talking about, you know, you hear people talking about the Anunnaki. You hear the whole ancient alien thing. But make no mistake, the first people to teach about this thing in America came out of two people from two organizations. One, Moorish Science Symbol of America. Two, Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam, by far, through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, has the greater details and specifics on the topic in the public. Got to give credit where credit's due. Yes, not only, as we're going to see, were they the first, but also to their level of accuracy regarding deeper secrets was on point as well. Okay, on point. Let's go to the next slide, brother.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Man, look at the graphics on this demonstration.
Yes, sir. This is a quote reported to have come from Prophet Noble Jawali. I've got airplanes, zeppelins, and apparatus. I'm going to take my good Moors up in an incline on the apparatus it is till it's all over with. Right? There's a very simple statement, but there's a few very deep and profound implications of this statement. Okay? Yes, very, very deep and profound implications in this very simple statement. Let's go to the next slide.
Can I ask you a question before?
Sure, go ahead before we go.
Airplanes. We've all heard that term. Not many people, and I haven't heard many people use the term zeppelins, but
that is brother, you hit it. Listen, there's two things in particular that stand out about this statement.
Zeppelins and apparatus.
Of course, but also,
and I'm going to take my good Moors up in
the apparatus on an incline until it's all over with.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Let's go.
So, Not many people know about what we're presenting here.
So
when the prophet said, I have airplanes, zeppelins, and apparatus, just saying zeppelins is very, very significant, people, because of this, what you're looking at right here. There was what's called the Great Airship Scare of 1897. Okay, well, what's so scary about airships? What's so scary about those things? We've seen them, sure. Matter of fact, during World War II, in that era, 30s and 40s, there were, you've seen them all the time, right? Or not all the time, but they were kind of commonplace. Well, what's the problem? This was the Great Airship Scare of 1897. In other words, a time period when there was allegedly no such thing as zeppelins, no such thing as airships.
Oh, man.
That's the significance.
And this is 1897. So
you're literally, it's literally
11 years old. The prophet was 11 years old.
Come on, brother. Right. You're talking half a decade before the first experiments of the Wright brothers. We're going to get back to the Wright brothers, too, by the way.
There were no airships.
There were no airships.
Oh, yo, bro. I did not know anything about that.
Brother.
Wow.
Okay, let's look at this article that was published in January 1st, 2011. Right? The quintessential encounter, and there were dozens of them.
Damn.
Had a cigar-shaped and silvery airship landing in a farmer's backfield. The airman appearing to be in charge introduces himself, describing the airship at his back as being of his own invention, and asks for some water for his engines. There is nothing otherworldly.
Whoa.
Yeah, you heard it.
Say it again. I'm sorry, chat.
He said he asked for some water for the engine.
Who asked for the water?
The pilot.
Oh, shoot. Water for the engine.
Here we go. There's nothing otherworldly or supernatural. It might have seemed perfectly plausible if it weren't for the fact that no airships were supposed to be flying yet in 1896. Right. So we're going to fly through. You all know how I do. I strive to be very resource heavy. Okay, and reference heavy. So get your pen and pad out, screenshot the slides. You guys know the routine. You know how we do. So
we also have the presentations too. We will
actual fact.
We will get those to you for expense.
That's a fact.
Contact me.
Yes, sir.
We'll get you straight. All of the ones that you've seen on the show, we had them.
That's a fact. Thank you for bringing that up, brother.
Yes.
So look at in the far left corner, the left corner of the slide, Charles Delshaw. Familiarize yourself with that man.
Charles Delshaw.
He was a German Jew. That's significant. He had 12 notebooks where he drew extensive notes on airship designs and their propulsion systems.
He almost lived 100 years too.
Right. In the notebooks, they speak of this mysterious anti-gravity fuel that they call NB gas. The airship sightings began 30 years after he began writing in these notebooks.
30 years.
30 years after his time with a very secret organization called the Sonora Aero Club. There's a ton of jewels in terms of research in all of this stuff, people. Matter of fact, nowadays, all you got to do is just take the key names, key phrases, and Google them and go down the rabbit hole. What's this? What's the significance of this, Brother Sharif? Here it is. Ain't no mention of aliens, is it? Right. Whoa. And this is quite early, 1800s, isn't it? by all intents and purposes, what we're looking at, it's called the Great Airship Scare, but for all intents and purposes, we would nowadays call this what? UFO encounters. Incidentally, as I brought up the pilot, I brought up the pilot. Incidentally, for those of you that are ufologists watching or who are fairly somewhat familiar with UFO encounters, the so-called gray alien is a late appearance in UFO encounters. All the way up until the 60s, all of the quote-unquote aliens that were encountered by people in UFO incidences looked very human. All of them. All of them. Yep. Next slide.
If I remember reading one time, and I can't remember where I was reading that, but it was an encounter of they had a figure of one. It was a female with a jewel in her forehead of some sort. And I found that to be very interesting.
Listen, if you look up a European by the name of Frank Stranges, that's Stranges. Frank Stranges had repeated encounters with a so-called alien while he was working at the White House in Washington, D.C., or working for the government.
Creator of the Boundless Universe, honors and gratitude for the $7 super chat. The Mothership, the Wheel Inside the Wheel, George Clinton, Elijah Muhammad, Dolphins, Hitler, the Zeppelin, Around the World in 80 Days. Stanley Meyer, honors and gratitude for the other $7 super chat. He said Stanley Meyer, Charles Garrett, Combustor, Engines Fueled by Water. Oh, brother, he knows something. He's talking that talk. Talking that talk.
But again, we're introducing people to an alternative narrative.
Adolf Hitler, he meant to say.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. You already know, bro. We're gonna get to it.
Yeah, just wait.
But as it relates to the UFO UAP quote unquote alien question, we're being literally force-fed a narrative. This provides an alternative narrative.
It does.
Elijah Muhammad on the mother plane. He began teaching on this in 1932. And he gave these details, among others. 1, it is an object that is a half mile by half mile square, and it's an oval shape. 2, it was built on an island off the coast of Japan. 3, the scientists involved in the construction didn't know what they were building. That is a very important point, and we're going to get back to it. 4, it was completed in 1929 and took flight that same year. 5, it carries 1,500 smaller planes. 6, the pilots of these planes are original people and not aliens. 7, it was built specifically. Now, mind you, let me go back to that. See, we've been force-fed a narrative about what an alien is. As you know, we go further in this presentation, even that's going to come up under question, people. It was built specifically for the destruction of this present world. Number 8, the technology is ancient. And number 9, the pilots can tune into the thoughts of others. I want to focus on 2 major points that I just made. 1, the pilots of the plane are original people and not aliens. 2, the technology is ancient.
Wow, I want to touch on all the points.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot. You got a thought, brother? Go ahead.
Man, I mean, all of those are so worthy of all of those points are so worthy of diving into. But go ahead, brother.
So, okay. You all have to pardon me. I'm stuffing my face. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, brother.
So, let's talk about real quick. Let's touch on real brief because I already have it on another slide. The whole alien thing. Elijah Muhammad, and by implication, the prophet, and I'll show that in a second, exposed one of the biggest secrets about the UFO, UAP alien phenomenon. And that secret is a different narrative or perspective on what we're calling alien. He doesn't say they're alien. He said they're original people, as in homegrown earthlings. There we go. Now, let me just remind you all, because I don't want to give it away. But let's remind you all, prior to the past 6 years, it's about 6 years ago, we were taught in terms of evolution that you had Neanderthal man, Cro-Magnon man, and then modern man, right? And that it followed a linear fashion, so to speak. There was some intermingling. But one outlived or caused the other to be extinct, right? And then they find evidence of a new branch of humanity called the Denisovans. And they're looking at the timestamp on all this stuff, and they realize that they were wrong. It wasn't linear. They realized that Denisovans, Cro-Magnon, quote-unquote modern man, Neanderthals, and other branches of the human family all coexisted. It looked like Lord of the Rings. You hear what I'm saying, people? It looked like Lord of the Rings in ancient times. So there were different human types that we may not in modern times call quite human. There's your hint.
Anael-Bey.
What happened?
I told brother, greeting the brother Islam, Anael-Bey.
Oh, Islam, brother Anael-Bey. Yeah.
Man, Lord of the Rings.
No, this is what now science accepts wholly was the truth. That at a particular point in ancient human history, you had various branches of the human family coexisting, and they looked quite different from each other. Okay? And, of course, the next point, the technology is ancient. This is ancient technology, which goes against all of our sensibilities because, again, how we've been taught to think. Remember, narrative is king, people. We've been taught to think linear and very limited. We've been taught to think in such a way that the level of technology we have today is the highest it's ever been in the history of humanity.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but that ain't what our prophet taught us.
That's so
Our prophet taught us we measure time how?
By cycle ages.
We've been here many times before. That's the right narrative. Any other narrative, you will not be able to make sense of what comes next. You won't be able to make sense of what we're dealing with now. See? Because the evidence doesn't fit the narrative you've been taught. That's why you have a show like Ancient Aliens. That's why you have an Ancient Alien Theory, where they're trying to figure out how in the world did this advanced stuff exist when people were primitive. Well, the obvious answer is that they couldn't have been that primitive. But rather than admit that, they'll say it was green men from Mars. See? See that? Before they admit that, they'll say, nope, it wasn't you. How about that? Next slide.
Before we go to the next slide.
Sure. Go ahead.
You're even talking about, humanity.
Yes.
Having various different physical attributes, let's say.
Yes.
When we talk about humans, I think we need to better define. I think we need to more in depthly define that, because me and you had this conversation before.
Correct, dear brother. Listen, there's a species of human that they discovered in evidence of in Indonesia that they literally call the Hobbit people. Because they're very, very small. But guess what? They actually suspect that they're still around.
Honest and gratitude, created a boundless universe for the $2 super chat. Divine law governs all events.
Yes, it does. But brother, I'm glad you brought that up about us being forced to redefine what humanity actually is or could be. And they're going to see later on in this presentation. All right, let's go to the next slide. The technology is not modern, it is ancient. There we go.
Bro, you talking about the hominid people. We got to talk about that one day.
You familiarize yourself with the term vimana. Ancient vehicles of the old ancient Rama Empire, ancient India. These vehicles could fly, travel underwater and in space, possessed and used high-energy weapons of mass destruction akin to nuclear weaponry. There are certain things that are undeniable proof of this, people. For instance, there's something, I forgot the exact term, but it's where the soil and the dirt have become under intense heat, instant heat, it becomes glass. And the only conditions that bring this about is a nuclear explosion. So when we read an ancient text, ancient Hindu text, of a particular ancient city being destroyed from the air with a destructive weapon that they said had the brightness of 1,000 suns in the ancient text, we find a city that corresponds to the one spoken of in the ancient text. The city is called Mohenjo-Daro, where you find whole groups of skeletons holding hands as if they were all burnt up in a flash. Where you find this soil and dirt that's turned to glass. Where in the actual record it says those that survived, their teeth fell out, their fingernails came out, boils appeared on their bodies, their hair fell out, all indicative of what, people? Radiation poisoning. There you go. Right. These vehicles had anti-gravity capabilities. The actual ancient texts even describe in technical detail the propulsion system. Said it was a mercury vortex propulsion system. The records describing... Go ahead, say it again, brother.
Mercury vortex propulsion system. Okay.
Yes. Records describing the technology are 12,000 to 15,000 years old. We're talking the Vedas and the Avesta. Written and described extensively in the Avesta, the Vedas, and other ancient Hindu texts. Why is that last thing we just said? Why is that, or should that be significant to students of Prophet Noble Drew Ali? Why should that be significant to students of the Prophet? About the Avesta and the Vedas.
Because in our more Science Temple of America Holy Quran, it teaches that Jesus and Barato were reading the Avestas, the Vedas, the Jewish, the Psalms, the prophets, and yeah. We read that. That's in the chapter.
So what can we presume?
We can presume that Jesus knew about this as well as Prophet Noble Drew Ali knew about it.
There you go. Oh, and in the old text, I have to say this. The old Hindu texts describe wars between the Rama Empire and another empire that existed in the Atlantic Ocean or in the Atlantic area.
Mm.
And they said that their craft were more advanced, and they were called Valixi.
Mm.
Modern Indian scholars say that this was the old Atlantis Empire.
Mm.
Now, some of you will Google Vimana and you'll get the standard Wikipedia. Oh, there were mythological flying vehicles, blah, 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 right?
You said
Turn to the next slide.
Prophet Noble Drew Ali studied Vedic astrology.
Mm-hmm. Turn to the next slide. Yeah, what you're looking at is an actual research paper based on the technology of the Rukma Vimana. Right.
The first ever Nobel Prize for Physics should have gone to an Indian by the name of
Shivkar Bapuji Talpade. He was a Sanskrit scholar who had read Vimana or Vimanaka Shastra, the ancient 7,000-year-old text. He built and flew an unmanned flying saucer. This is where it's going to mess you up. Well, I'm going to just finish reading. It was an advanced Vedic mercury ion plasma. Let me stop right there. So a mercury vortex. Mercury is what, people? It's a metal, but it's also liquid.
Right.
So when spun in when electrified and then spun in a vortex at a high rate of speed, it creates an electrogravitic effect that repels gravity. But guess what else it does? It creates a plasma field and it glows bright. Like today's plasmoids that you hear people talk about. All right. So it was an advanced Vedic mercury ion plasma imploding and expanding vortex, noiseless flying machine, which could move in all directions. Accelerated pressurized mercury when spun and thus heated gives out latent energy. Vedas had a deep understanding of quantum physics. The airplane was aloft at nearly 200 meters height and was airborne for 18 minutes. After that, the Naksha Rasa accumulators ran out of energy. Here's the part that's going to mess you up. This feat was witnessed by more than 3,000 people, including Britishers, at Chowpatty Beach in 1895. 8 years before the Wright brothers. Yep. That's an excerpt from this paper that you see on the right, by the way. This paper was peer-reviewed and published in the International Journal of Engineering, Research, and Technology. Did you hear what I just said?
Damn.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, we're providing the alternative narrative, people.
What is it? Created a Boundless Universe. Honors and gratitude for the $7 super chat. Valentine's law describes human as a monster or a beast. You can let the brother flow with the demonstration and read what you can. Macabre.
What did our prophet say?
Okay.
Chapter 1 says the human seed that came forth from the... Okay,
A seed unfolds.
And it wasn't physical at that time. Okay. See that? All right, next slide. Now it's starting to get even more interesting, people.
Next slide.
Yes, sir.
Honest and gratitude for the $2 super chat. Created a boundless universe. Emerald tablets describe a vessel used to travel from the pyramids in the west to the ones in the east, and is buried below the Sphinx.
Whoa. Right, allegedly.
Allegedly. Whoa,
right.
I never heard of that.
I've heard of it. Now, according to some of my insider associates, a lot of the technology has been removed, long removed. So if it was there, it's probably not there anymore. Yep. Next, oh yeah, you're on the next slide. There we go. The Hanebu, which is the Nazi secret aeronautics program. Take a picture of this slide, people, because there's a lot of stuff I threw in it. Had I not packed it with certain keywords and not gone into great detail, this presentation would have over 30 slides.
I already know.
Yep. So, the secret program, one of the many that dealt with advanced technology, was the product of the Thule Society. What is the Thule Society? The Thule Society was started by a man named Rudolf von Sabbatendorf. It was a secret order. Rudolf von Sabbatendorf was an Austrian national and a veteran of World War I for Germany. Remember, World War I, Germany got their behinds kicked real bad, which is what was the spark for radical German nationalism, which later became what? Nazism. All right. Rudolf von Sabbatendorf had some European Jewish friends that were also Freemasons that introduced him to a particular secret order in Istanbul, Turkey. That order was called the Bektash Order. Bektashi Sufis. Muslims. He was accepted, learned their secrets, later returned to Germany and created the Thule Society. The Thule Society also had an adjacent society called the Vril Society, V-R-I-L. The Thule Society then later attracted a lot of aristocrat types.
People in higher society.
Yes. And then later formed for itself a political branch. That political branch is called the German Workers' Party. That German Workers' Party later brought on a very charismatic spokesperson.
Adolf Hitler.
Straight like that. And the German Workers' Party became the
Nazis.
All right. So because of the knowledge, the secret knowledge that Sabbatendorf and others had acquired through the Thule Society, they began an aggressive worldwide search for ancient technology. The movie Raiders of the Lost Ark is literally based on this very real fact. This search led to expeditions to Tibet, India, and Antarctica.
Whoa.
Oh, actual fact. Certain insiders insist. And matter of fact, they have shown records where Nazis near the end of World War II, when they knew that they were going to lose, were shipping all kinds of stuff to Argentina, Brazil, and Antarctica. Now, early on, early on in the beginning of the World War II, there was an incident where certain members of the Nazi SS and the scientists were called to. They were called to a meeting where there was a member of the Vril Society, a woman by the name of Maria Osric. Maria Osric allegedly channeled some information. That information was technical blueprints for anti-gravity technology.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Now, of course, later in the war, or at the end of the war, let's back up. During this time period in World War II, it was well known because it was the Allies versus the Axis powers.
Mm-hmm.
It was well known that the Axis powers had the highest level technology at that time. So well known that within days after the end of the Civil War, Operation Paperclip was enacted. What was the purpose of Operation Paperclip? To secret away the Nazi scientists, pardon them, and put them at the head of the space program for the United States.
Because of what they know and what they possess.
No, that's actual fact. Now, who are the Axis powers, people? Mussolini's Italy, Germany, and Japan.
Isn't that something?
Yep. By the way, on this slide that you're looking at, that's an actual photo of a German flying saucer.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, next slide.
Boy, how they flip the narrative, boy.
All right. So back to 1895 and our Indian friend who built an unmanned saucer based on the old Hindu vimana technology. Remember, India at that time was under British colonial rule. According to that research paper that I showed you, it says the following. Instead of praising him, the British ruler threatened him and treated him in a shabby manner. The owners, the Rothschild family, in other words, German Jews of the British East India Company, who ruled India, did frantic searching all over India for Sanskrit texts and took them away to where? Germany.
Whoa.
Yes. Till then, they never realized the worth of the Vedic texts. All of them are still missing. Hitler had these translated texts with him. This is how he made the swastika his symbol, as it was the symbol of the Saraswati civilization, which existed from 9500 BC to 4000 BC, or until the Saraswati River dried up. Many Sanskrit scholars were kidnapped, and they were never heard from again. With the help of the Vedic text taken to Germany by Hermann Gundert, the ion engine was demonstrated by German-born NASA scientist Ernst Stullinger. We just mentioned Operation Paperclip that brought German Nazi scientists to the United States to aid with the space program. So we mentioned earlier about Nazi Germany receiving channeled transmissions from Maria Osric.
Right.
Okay, possibly. But here we have a very, very, very solid and more pragmatic right?
Uh-huh.
A very solid and more pragmatic explanation as to how they got the technology, don't we? See that?
Yeah.
On the far right, take a screenshot of this slide, people. On the far right are references. See?
Them your sources.
Yes, sir. Next slide. Now we get to talk about the ultra-terrestrial thing.
Whoa. Here we go. Man.
This guy is very famous. Emery Smith was in the Air Force, and then was selected to work on very, very, very secret special access programs that involved, he was a med tech. They involved analyzing tissue samples, and went from tissue samples to actual limbs, from actual limbs to actual bodies. Okay. So he and other whistleblowers have said these things. Now, mind you, this is somebody I've spoken to directly. Like I've told you all before, I don't think anybody's out of reach.
Nobody is. Especially not with this technology.
I'm telling you, brother, nobody's out of reach. So,
and then guess what?
Yes, sir.
Consciousness can reach you wherever.
Sure can, brother.
Go ahead, do your thing.
But I've had actual conversations with him with Emery Smith.
Go ahead, keep talking, brother. Give me 1 second.
No problem. So one of the things that he says, or a number of things that they say, he in particular has said about the so-called alien question is this: many quote-unquote alien types are not foreign, in other words, not foreign to planet Earth, but are homegrown Earth beings. He also says many aliens are not travelers from different star systems, but travelers from different dimensions. Thus, they're traveling to 3 dimensions from higher dimensions. Hence the term ultra-terrestrials. He and others say the vast majority of the alien type bodies are of the 5-star type, meaning what? Arm, leg, arm, head. Thus, forcing a reconsideration of what humanity actually encompasses. Let's stop right there briefly. We all know Elon Musk is basically trying to, among other things, emulate or follow in the footsteps of Nazi scientist Werner von Braun. Look him up. Look up Werner von Braun as it relates to putting people on Mars.
Wouldn't they have to terraform Mars first?
Yeah, that's an option. That's an option. That's a possible option, yes. But now, I'm glad you said that. But just follow me. Even if, matter of fact, let's take back terraforming. Let's just say you got people walking around on Mars, Martian colonies, without terraforming. So let's say you have a Martian colony from Earth. Are they human? Yes. Can they survive on the Martian surface? No. Not without being inside something, right?
Some type of contraption.
There you go. Now follow me. Though that Earth colony has children. Are they human? Yes. Are they Earthlings? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
See where I'm going?
Yeah. Shout out to the creator of the Boundless Universe for the $5 super chat. He said Captain America, the Hydra organization, Axis Powers, Marvel Comics. He on one. Yes, sir. Keep going, brother.
It's interesting that he brings that up when he brings up G.I. Joe and Hydra and all of that. Because those are indicative of what we call breakaway civilization. Meaning, many of these Many nations, including and especially the United States, have secret space programs and have since the 50s. See? Here, follow me real quick, people. We can show that Germany, Nazi Germany, before the end of the war, had an anti-gravity propulsion program. Very, very secret, but they had one. Got it? Operation Paperclip brings their top scientists to the United States after the World War II. The head scientist was Dr. Werner von Braun. Well, Dr. Werner von Braun was the lead scientist that developed the Nazi V2 rocket. He was also the lead scientist that developed the Saturn V rocket for NASA. He was. But here's my question, people. If they had an anti-gravity program before Operation Paperclip, why are they working on rockets?
Oh, somebody's keeping some secrets.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, the whole G.I. Joe thing, the Hydra thing represents two different breakaway civilizations. Ooh. You want to know what you want to get? Oh man, one of the clearest depictions of breakaway society was the last two King Kong movies, King Kong and Godzilla movies, where they straight up showed you the maglevs. What's a maglev, people? Magnetic levitation tunnel transportation. They showed it to you. They showed you underground civilizations and actual civilian corporations that have direct access. Yeah. They showed it to you flat out. Sure did. Right. So I say all that, and back to the original point about humanity. See, our teachings teach us something deep. Our religious teaching, the Moorish Science of America, say that man is not the body of the soul, man, spirit, and part of Allah. That man became a living soul. Meaning, man's home, listen close, people, man's native plane, man's native ether plane is off planet, people. Is of a higher dimension, not 3D.
Spirit plane.
See? So, we're not much different from these ultra-terrestrials after all, are we?
Dang.
Right.
Excuse my expression when you say it like that.
And as the book of Genesis says, the earth was without form and void. Earth, in this case, is not just talking about the planet Earth. Earth, in this case, is talking about three-dimensional space-time, the plane of things made manifest. So you could travel 10 billion light years from here to a physical planet. You're still on the plane of things made manifest.
Shout out to Creator of the Boundless Universe for the $7 super chat. Elijah Muhammad said that there was already the face of man and a pyramid on Mars, and the U.S. government knew about it.
Oh, yeah. You know. Absolutely. So, again, the point being, let's go with what Creator of the Boundless Universe just said. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught about original people on Mars. He didn't call them aliens.
No, he didn't.
He called them people.
He did.
See that? That's what we mean by we have to expand our idea of what humanity actually is. See that?
Yes, sir.
Now, back to the example I gave. You got second generation humans born on Mars, not on Earth. Mars is a totally different planet, totally different gravity, totally different alignment with other solar influences and etc. So the radiation is different. Everything is different. Is that going to have an effect on the physicality of those second generation humans? Absolutely. Will it better fit them for life on Mars? Absolutely. Will it hinder life on Earth? Absolutely.
Shout out to Creator of the Balanced Universe, man. I appreciate your support tonight. You're really on top of it. He said, "Are you a celestial being or terrestrial being?"
We're all celestial, according to our teaching, we're all celestial beings having a terrestrial experience.
So we can say both and.
Straight like that, brother. Both and. That's right. Let's continue with this slide with what Emery Smith and others have said, other insiders have said.
Yes, sir.
Earth represents to many of these alien types the greatest variety of life forms known to them. Examples of each at various levels of development can be found on Earth. In other words,
yeah, let's talk. Let's talk.
Yes, in other words, what Emery Smith and others have said specifically, that you have humanoid types of various differences, but still 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. You've got insectoid types that literally look like giant insects. Go ahead, Bubba.
And they just, I was just informed that they said they found some type of giant insectoid on they saw it on Saturn, I think.
Interesting. But see, now let's make it even more interesting. People were talking about Anunnaki, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying this is the same word. It just sounds phonetically similar. So there's a curiosity there, but I'm not going to use pseudo intellectualism and say it's the same word, right? Or it means the same thing. The Anasazi people in Arizona have a legend about their origins of emerging from under the ground because they were led to live under the ground because there was a cataclysm. And they were helped by a group of people that they called the Ant Friends.
Huh?
Yes. Guess how they pronounced it? The word for ant in the Anasazi language is Anu. The word for friend is what? Naki. Yeah. Now, fast forward to a well-known incident.
Damn, that's hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Listen, bro. Hey, listen. Hey, yo, honest gratitude to Kenneth Staples for the $4.99 super chat.
Yeah.
He says, "Praise be to Allah. There is a claim that the ancient Aryans that migrated into northern India and wrote the Vedas were actually pale-skinned Caucasians."
Okay, I'm glad he brought that up. Of course, we know that that's not true. But we also know the origin of that fallacy. The origin of that fallacy is literally the Nazi Party. They're the ones that turned this whole Aryan caricature, right? And they hijacked Aryan identity and then merged it with Friedrich Nietzsche's idea of the Übermensch or Superman.
Woo.
And that's what they patterned themselves after. When you hear them talk about TMR, the master race, that's them trying to insert themselves. There you go, bro. There you go. That's right.
But we lit in here tonight. We lit in here tonight. We lit in here. Man, yo, bro. Ant people, bro.
Bro, okay, no, hold on. Now, fast forward to this one European who was a contractor, right? He was an excavator and a surveyor, and he was a contractor, and the military contracted him to dig, basically, because they were making they were digging and excavating using explosives underground for a base, an underground base, military base. Long story short, this is what I'm telling you is a well-known incident in UFO circles and intelligence circles. Well, this individual was a civilian, but he was contracted by military to do this, right? Now, of course, there's also to security there with a military, right? Because it was a military project. At a particular point, and this was in the the same area as the ancient Anasazis, by the way. They let off explosives and encountered some people.
What?
That looked like insects, like ants. And there was a massive firefight and a lot of people died. This individual survived because one of the special forces guys sacrificed himself so he could get out of there. But not without being injured. He was injured. This European was lecturing for years about his experience. You could find some of his lectures on YouTube. Right? He ended up a dead apparent suicide a number of years ago.
We already know what that is. Shout out to Creator of the Boundless Universe for the $2 super chat. The halls of Amenti, the people within the earth. Listen, bro, wait a minute, man. Now, and I gotta pause. Listen, I know we all got somewhere to go. But hey, listen, man, we this is a serious topic, bro. I'm not gonna let this ant people, bro.
Okay, let's go there, bro. One of the biggest issues with what they call the powers that be called disclosure is allowing it to happen in such a way that it doesn't cause mass chaos and mass social upheaval. And they say the number one factor regarding that, listen close, people, is religious knowledge. Why? Because religious knowledge, like it or not, determines the narrative of the masses. So their question now becomes, watch this, follow me. What existing religious faith tradition can accommodate for the so-called alien question?
Well, you got two.
Straight like that, bro. Now, what do we teach on this in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science of America? Chapter 11. The thoughts of Allah change not. The manifest of life unfold. In other words, develop, evolve. Into what? Perfection of their kind.
Of their kind.
Now, what do you got on these 7 planes? The plane of protoplast, of earth, of plant, of animal, of man, of angel, and okay, see that? Quantum physics or quantum mechanics call this the implicate order. In other words, there's a scaffolding order and structure for manifestation on 7 different levels. Yeah, see, y'all thought we just teach religious dogma. Our religious dogma just happens to be cutting edge science, though.
Run that back again, man. They missed it.
We teach about the 7 planes the 7 ether planes. That's the religious terminology we use. David Bohm, prized and celebrated quantum physicist, calls it the implicate order. Same thing. Same thing. So if you've got on the plane of man evolving into higher states of man, get it? But then you've got insects evolving to higher and higher states. Silicone-based life forms, possibly, that Emery Smith and other insiders talk about. Silicone-based life forms doing the same thing. What is silicone? Mineral. So imagine a crystal body. Okay, there we go. So we're talking silicone-based life as opposed to carbon-based life. There we go.
With a 5-star body? That'd be crazy.
Right, brother. Hold on. Remember in that same chapter, it says what? It says, all creatures think and have the power, right? And in their measure have the power to choose. Well, there's white paper out there showing that trees can recognize the clothes you wear and that they speak to each other. That mushrooms communicate with up to 50 words. You hear me, people?
So, yeah. Created a boundless universe. Created a boundless universe. Shout out for the $2 super chat. Yeah. 7 earths and 7 heavens.
Okay.
Listen. It makes me think of something.
Go ahead.
Whoa. Bro, I don't even know if I don't even want to know if I want to let you know I thought that. Hey, listen, bro. Like, yeah, bro.
Do you see what our teachings allow us to do, brother?
How far it allows us to expand our bro, it's really no you can't circumscribe your thought when you got this.
And bro, it puts us right in the driver's seat of cutting edge tech. You see? Puts us right in the driver's seat, bro. This is, we can almost say, and I'm saying almost because I'm still unfolding.
Me too.
But that said, we can almost say, bro, without doubt or contradiction, that Moorish science is the religion of the hereafter. See? See? All right, let's go. UFO, according to Emery Smith, who said he's examined some of these things. UFO and UAP craft are often conscious, and instead of being built or constructed, are grown using genetic material, thus also facilitating psychic communication and operation.
What? What?
Yeah, bro. At a particular point in time, he was called to examine an actual craft because remember, he was a med tech and he was doing forensic work on humans, alien, and quote-unquote alien hybrids, to the point where he couldn't tell 100% whether these were actual so-called aliens or they were made in a lab. But I can tell you one of the things he said unequivocally is that the capability of creating a so-called alien in a lab is very real. And how they could stage a false flag event at any day with real craft and real beings. And it would still be a false flag event. You hear me? Yeah.
Better watch out, bro. They're gonna be real. You're gonna have people thinking, bro, they're gonna have Jesus coming out the clouds, bro. Bro, like,
yeah. Very true, brother.
The craft are often conscious and are grown.
Yes.
Using genetic.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
Man, I
Yo, listen. You know that I'm connected to a particular order called the OTOA, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
The head of that order is a man by the name of Michael Berdio. You've never heard me say this, so this will be the first time you hear this. Not just the audience, but you. Do you know what attracted him to the writer Memphis Mizraim, brother? And he wrote about it.
You told me this.
Oh, I did tell you this? Okay.
Yeah. You only told me once, but I held on to this one.
Brother, he recognized the mathematical logic structure of the actual degree system as blueprints of a propulsion and navigation system for UFO.
Well, do you know how deep and how analytic your eye has to be to grab something like that? To pull something of that magnitude from that source?
Brother, but here, hold on, bro. Just listen. Let me say it again. You know, and I know that we're just talking about a degree system for a Masonic order. Kind of like teachings of a religious order.
They ain't nothing but yeah.
He could perceive, to your point, he could perceive the philosophical geometry of the system. All right.
Hold on. Let me see. We got shout out to Kenneth Staples for the $4.99 super chat. Shout out to Adil Choice for the $7 super chat. Islam Moors, the hydrogen energy is amazing. A 10-ounce cup of water could power Chicago for a month. Earth is so valuable. You say, Yaku, the big ass scientist. Shout out to Creator Divine This Universe for that $2 super chat. I mean, I really appreciate y'all and appreciate the chat tonight, man. Y'all really making my day.
Praise Allah.
With the support. Praise be to Allah. I really, man. I love y'all, chat, man. Keep it up.
Let's go,
up, man.
So, I mean, there's so much, man. I mean, yo, this is we're blessed, bro, to be a part of this movement and be a part of this organization. You know, we're really blessed.
Bro, what you're saying, bro? Do you know? Let's go to the next slide, bro.
Next slide. Let's go.
Because we'll never get through it.
We won't. This is another individual that I speak to this individual more than the others.
Yes.
This is Harold Putoff. Harold Putoff is a scientist. He's an engineer and a parapsychologist. Right?
Go ahead, keep talking, brother, man. Let me go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah. Harold Putoff, the very first time I ever heard about him was through another gentleman who was speaking about faster than light travel and what it would take. Right? Now, follow me, people. There's the idea of speeding up to the speed of light to travel as fast as the speed of light. Right? For material things, that's near impossible. Okay? It is. Because of Einstein's equation. Right? Now, these craft, are they going faster than light? Yes and no. Yes and no. Are they traversing distances faster than light would do it? Yes. But are they traveling? No. I know that sounds confusing. Let me repeat it. Are they traversing distances faster than light would traverse the distance? Yes. Are they traveling from point A to point B? No. They are not. All right, Brother Sharif, then what are they doing? This is what they're doing, people. Let's say this is space. Okay? And quantum mechanics confirms that space is not empty. Space is a fabric. Space is a material, people. It is. But anyway, let's say you're here at point A. You want to travel to point B. That represents the distance. This is not what these ships are doing. Let me show you what they're doing. Instead of space being a constant and them traveling in it, they are taking that destination and pulling it to them. And then they end up over there. That's what's happening. So instead of this happening, people, this is what's happening. That's what's happening.
Bro, the folding space.
That's what's happening. Folding space. But according to Harold Puthoff in a paper he wrote in 1993, he said what's required to fold space is exotic matter. Matter that exists in multiple dimensions. Because if it exists in multiple dimensions, what's the implication? There's a wormhole somewhere. And the ship is not traveling through the wormhole. The ship is pulling the space fabric of the destination through it and then surrounding itself with it and then releases its hold on the space fabric so you end up in the other location. That is why these ships can make all these turns and crazy stuff and not turn the people inside to jelly. Because technically the ship itself isn't moving. Space is moving. Harold Puthoff wrote about this in 93, but here's the crazier part about it in 93 when he wrote about it. He said that it's now not just possible, but routine. The head of Lockheed Skunk Works, his name was Ben Smith.
Your brother, one of the guests on that you did a show with,
Randy Wittenheimer.
Yeah, he built the contraption that did that, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Shout out to Randy Wittenheimer.
Yeah, that's a great man. He had such wonderful energy, man. Good soul, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, good soul.
Another insider, Randy Wittenheimer worked on a number of special access projects. One of them was portal technology.
Wow.
No, he worked on it. He told me, and as a matter of fact, in the interview, I think that you saw, he said flat out, he goes, there's artificial ones that are man-made, modern, that are made, but they don't work as good as the natural ones. And the natural portals, all ancient cultures knew exactly what they were and their function. And some of these portals would take you to different parts of the planet. Some of these portals would take you to spaces inside the planet. Some of these portals would take you to other planets. That's what he said. Yep. That's what he said. Right. So, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Conversation like this make you rethink life. It make you rethink everything. You're like
everything, brother.
Yeah.
Everything, right?
Yeah, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Everything.
Shout out to God created a boundless universe for the $2 super chat. Muhammad didn't go to the mountain; it came to him.
How about that? How about that?
Hey, don't say that no more, bro. You're supposed to be saying stuff like that.
So now listen on this piece on Ultraterrestrial. So this paper, all of you can. Matter of fact, I highly suggest you put this in your library, your personal library. Google it. Paper's free. But how Puthoff wrote this paper. It's called Ultraterrestrial Models. Yeah. Look at the abstract. Under consideration in this paper are two seminal statements and their concomitants, currently unknown, as follows. Number one, there is an unidentified phenomenon interacting with the current human population on Earth.
Hold up.
Hold on. Look at number two. It is currently unknown whether the phenomenon is exclusively extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, crypto-terrestrial, in other words, other humans we never knew about, demonic or jinn, proto-ancient.
Wait.
Yo, he went there, brother. He went there.
Whoa.
He went there.
Whoa. Hey, bro. Oh, man. That a jet. Hey, listen, man, honest to the by far, man, and their traditions, man. It's a story I heard. I've never witnessed this. I've never been to synagogue, to a synagogue.
Right.
However, my Sheik Sharif Anael-Bey, and I'm not saying something that he hasn't made a video about or made public.
Right.
But he said that when he went to Tuba, a certain place, they had a fountain. They had two fountains. And it was two fountains. And it was one fountain that everybody that was there, all the people, the inhabitants were there, they were drinking out of this one fountain.
Yes.
And, they had cups or whatever around the fountain. But then it was another fountain and nobody was at the fountain. And he was like, in his mind, he's thinking, all these people here at this fountain, why I'm gonna drink out of this one? I can go over here to the one ain't nobody at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what he did was he went over to the other fountain and prepared. I guess he dipped his cup into the fountain, was getting ready to drink, and one of the children ran up to him and told him, "No, you don't drink out of that. That's." And I think if my memory serves me correct, the child pointed up and was like, "That's the fountain they drink from. You don't drink from that."
See, brother, all kinds. See, there's all kinds of things, all kinds of possibilities and implications that come from exploring this narrative.
And it's certain, and it's said that there's certain sheiks that have actual jinns locked up in their home.
Yes.
Bro, bro.
Yes. So listen, let me read this again. Number two, it is currently unknown whether the phenomenon is exclusively extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, which would be ultra-terrestrial, crypto-terrestrial, which would be humans we never knew about, demonic or jinn, proto-ancient human, time travelers, etc., or some combination or mutation of any or all of these.
Huh?
However, it appears highly likely that the phenomenon per se is not constituted exclusively of members of the current human population.
Ooh. Shout out to Creator of the Boundless Universe for the $5 super chat. He said, every man has a jinn, but both must submit to Allah. Right, nigga, back.
No, that's fact.
Listen, say, hold up. Run that back again, that last point.
Oh, the last thing I said? However, it appears highly likely that the phenomenon per se is not constituted exclusively of members of the current human population.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, we're going to have to do a show on crypto.
Yes.
Crypto-terrestrial.
Crypto-terrestrial. Now we're talking about breakaway civilizations, and also too ancient breakaway civilizations. Like you have mysterious ancient communities like the Anasazi or like other Native American populations that just mysteriously disappeared. Maybe they didn't disappear.
Maybe they just started vibrating at a different rate.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they went through a particular wormhole, or I'm sorry, a particular portal at a particular time and are someplace else in the earth.
You meant that.
No.
You meant that portal and wormhole, same thing.
Right. Right.
Man.
Next slide, by the way. Next slide.
Shoo, boy, bro. Hey, look, man. Damn. Hey, man, if y'all enjoying this, put some 7s in the chat. If y'all enjoying this right now, put some 7s in the chat. The brother Sharif is cooking tonight. Put some 7s in the chat. Give me some flame emojis. Man, listen. Yeah, bro. He going there tonight. Let's go.
All right. So this next slide is the FOIA request for my friend Hal Puthoff. Freedom of Information Act, right? Look where it says document type, document collection. He was one of the two, I told you guys about this before. He was one of the two scientists that were the focus of the CIA for Operation Stargate. These are the guys that basically for the West created remote viewing. Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're near the end. Next slide, please.
No, it does not need to be the end.
Yeah.
My man.
Get familiar with this guy, man.
Yeah, my man.
Semi-Otacon. Get familiar with this guy. Semi-Otacon was described by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as a scientist and in religious terms as an angel. And Elijah Muhammad said that he had power over a fourth of the planet. That's important to say that, a fourth of the planet. He was described by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as one of 4 angels holding back the winds of the 4 corners of the earth. Now, right now, any student of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, your ears should be buzzing right now.
Facts.
Right.
101. That's the whole thing I'm going to say.
Right. He was one of 2 men who visited Elijah Muhammad at his home. And in the presence of other ministers at the dinner table, this I believe was in 1971. They were talking, but these men were quiet. They said they never smiled, ever. And at one point, Elijah Muhammad breaks the silence. And he says, you know, Abraham got a visit by some angels. And 2 of those angels kept going. And they had a particular mission. So I'm asking you, What's your business? You know what he said? Semioticon said?
What?
Our business is the same as those angels in Genesis.
Oh boy, they was on some serious business.
Oh, they were there to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, remember? Yep. So, yeah, I said he told Elijah Muhammad and the other ministers that their business in America was the same as the two angels that went on to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And then he was present at the Nation of Islam Savior's Day in 1974. He was also present at the funeral of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And both men were from Turkey.
Whoa.
Both men, like I said, any student of the Prophet, right now, your ears should be going crazy. Your ears should be buzzing.
The chief protector.
Next slide. That's our last slide, people. Here we go. Question number 60. Who is guarding the holy city of Mecca today to keep the unbelievers away? Answer: angels.
Angels.
What is the modern name for those angels? Answer: Asiatics.
Asiatics.
What is the shade of their skin? Answer:
olive.
Question 62. I'm sorry. Actually, it's question 63. Are the Moorish Americans in relation to those angels? Answer: yes.
Yes, we all have the same father and mother.
And then chapter 45, instruction 7. The Turks are who?
The Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief
protectors of the Islamic
creed of Mecca, beginning from Muhammad I, the founder of the uniting of Islam by the command of
the great universal God Allah.
Oh.
So we can equate question. Oh, the most important one. Question 38. What is an angel?
Thought of angels, the thought of Allah manifested in human flesh.
Question 39. What are angels used for?
To carry messages.
Come on, people. Come on, people.
Amen. Hey, and you know what? This something. Listen. What I'm gonna tell you. Tell you where you're gonna lose some people in the sauce. They're gonna look at Brother Semioticon.
Yes.
Oh, he's a pale-skinned European.
That's where you're gonna lose them.
Lost in the sauce. What the prophet say about that?
If you think you could tell a person by who a person is or what they are by just looking at them, you're burned up from the start. See?
Wow.
See that?
Hey, yo, bro. Now, here we go. We know that different human beings occupy these stations.
Yes, we do, brother.
I wonder who occupying it now.
That'd be a good question.
That's
make no mistake, somebody is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No mistake, somebody is, bro.
And that's the science that you spoke of so closely.
Theurgy. Yep.
Oh man.
So, last thing, I have a picture of a paper or a scientific paper.
Yes, sir.
On this slide, it's talking about something that in the West we consider now what the Western status quo considers it what?
Magic.
Occultism and magic. In the Arabic tradition, they're called wafaq or alfa, which means magic squares.
That's a Sufi practice.
Yes, it is. Highly developed and advanced in medieval Islam. This is the mathematics that was taught in higher education in Cordova and Seville. The science of magic squares made possible algebra, trigonometry, calculus, differential equations, and modern computing. Do you know that all of the preeminent Euro-Christian institutions of higher learning did not teach anything secular, in other words, outside of religion, until they translated ancient Arabic texts? It was only after they did that they were teaching science and mathematics.
You talking about the old sand divination, huh?
Right.
Bro, that's some deep demonstration too, and there's some orders that guard that.
Why do
There
I?
are some.
That's right.
There are some orders and societies that guard that science. Like
yes, you know that, and I know that. That's right, brother.
Yes, sir. And I have to say, I'm not a practitioner of that. I don't know that science.
Yes.
You know. However, I know someone who does.
Shout out to the Allende brothers. They know about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Barke Sheik Sufi Ba, he definitely knows about it.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes, sir.
And brother, don't you sit over there acting like you don't know nothing about
it. Brother, let me tell you, when I first came under the study of it, the individual that allowed me access, he said, "This ain't Western, bro. There is no room for ambiguity. There is no wiggle room. Either it's right or it's not. Either it's right or it's not." And I said, I tried to bargain a little bit. I said, I get that. I go, but isn't there some degree of subjectivity? Bro, let me show you how he broke it down to me. He said, first and foremost, magic squares are mechanisms by which you can assemble or reassemble inorganic, fragmented intelligences to make or cause the desired thing to manifest, and so you can interact. Follow me. When I said, well, isn't there some degree of subjectivity? You know what he said? He said, all right, Sharif. Let's say you're trying to call your grandmother. I said, okay, because you know her phone number? I said, yeah. He goes, what if you're one number off? Or what if you got the sequence of numbers slightly off? Do you get your grandmother? I go, no. I laugh. I said, of course. And he goes, yeah, but you get somebody, don't you? I said, you know what? Your point is made.
Bro, did you know?
Right.
I just made this statement. That in these sciences that we're privy to.
Yes.
It's when you get in tune with them.
Yes.
It's just like what you said.
Mm-hmm.
You're either gonna get in tune with Allah or the Satan.
Brother, it's like this, right?
You're gonna dial up.
Uh-huh. You know what a bad day would be, brother, in this respect? You remember the old movie, the Hellraiser movie series?
Yeah.
There you go.
Pinhead.
Uh-huh. Pinhead. You called and we came. Right.
See, and it's another thing, brother. When one starts to truly understand that there are life forms that we cannot see,
Or even better, brother. Even better. Or worse, depending. Life forms that can allow themselves to be seen.
Be seen and not be seen.
Come on, bro. Yeah.
Jesus had the ability to do it. Why not them?
And that ability was the ability of is the possibility for every man of every time and climate. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The question is, what we gonna do? Bro, it's Yo, bro. When you like, bro, look what the prophet did for our thinking, bro.
Brother, you know what? And as in a sense to punctuate this presentation, our literature is making us pilots of the apparatus, bro.
Oh, I done missed some things. Hold on, pardon me. Say it again. Say it again.
I said our literature, our skill in assimilating our literature has the potential to make us pilots of the apparatus. Yes, sir.
Whoa. And think about this. The way the prophet aligned out the information that he gave us.
Yes.
And compiled it. Divinely prepared it.
Divinely prepared.
For us. It puts us in the seat of authority when it comes to religion.
Brother, it does, brother. It really does. But two things we got to do. One, we have to dig deep.
Right.
We're miners and not poor tillers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fact.
Two, in doing so, we have to develop the confidence of our prophet.
Say it again.
Yeah, bro.
Honors and gratitude to Tariq for the $5 super chat. He says, January the 25th, 2025, all planets will be in alignment.
Yes, they will.
Shout out to Creator of the Boundless Universe for the $2 super chat. Is there 7 stations in Sufism? It sure is 7 stations of the soul. It says, Creator of the Boundless Universe, shout out for the $5 super chat. It is said that Solomon commanded demons to assist him in building the temple.
Correct.
He
had what we call, follow me, he was communicating with ultraterrestrials.
That was, hey yo, bro, I like how you.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was communicating with ultraterrestrials, and as you know, in Islamic lore, he was able to do so because of a special ring that had a special seal on it. Am I right?
Yep.
Seal of Solomon.
Yep. They said Prophet Muhammad had a ring too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, no. Yes. No, Solomon and Prophet Muhammad. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Allah be upon him.
That's right.
Man, bro. And that's why, and allow me to say that the science of talisman, amulets, and particular things like that are still very prevalent.
Very, brother. It's technology. That's a fact. It's technology. That's right. It is technology.
And you know, talismans and amulets and things of that nature were very common amongst especially medieval Islam.
Yes.
And, you know, of course, amongst the Sufi orders today.
That's right.
Created a balanced universe. Shout out for the $5 super chat. Man and woman were given dominion over everything that Allah created.
That's right. According to our literature, it's because man, as in humanity, is the representation of Allah inside of his own creation.
And it is one with Allah outside of this creation.
That's a fact.
Whoa.
That is a fact, brother.
Whoa.
Listen, let's ask, because I gotta run, brother, because I literally gotta leave town in a few hours.
Yes, sir.
Let's ask the audience if they have any other closing questions or statements.
Closing questions or statements.
Use that super chat. Shout out to Mrs. Brown Islam, sister.
Islam, sister. I didn't see her. See how I missed that. Islam, sister. Wow. I do got closing remarks though.
Go ahead.
Complete flames, bro. Like
praise Allah.
Yo, this is so. Another one, man, and another one, man. To those who, man, everybody, make sure you hit the like button. Please hit that like button. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Everybody, if you have not subscribed to Let's Think Podcast, please take the moment and hit the subscribe button.
Absolutely.
I truly appreciate it. Share this video to your social medias.
Yes.
Share it to your social medias. What is that? When is that lecture about the Canaanites coming? Oh.
Okay.
Okay. We definitely got you.
Yeah, we got you on the Canaanites.
And you know what? I'm gonna strive to get my sister Dana Marnici on here too.
Yo, bro, get her. You definitely need her on.
You know,
definitely need her on.
Yeah, man, she's an authority,
brother. Arguably the authority on the planet.
I give it that.
Yes,
I give it that. Damian Edwards, honors and gratitude for the $20 super chat, beloved. What the brothers say? There is a belief that some human beings are, what is that, NPC?
Non-playable characters. I'm familiar.
Or non-playable characters, that these people have no soul. It is more accurate to say these people are just young, immature, or fragmented, traumatized souls.
This is what I would say to that, dear brother. There was a book called, and actually a movie was made out of the book, called The Serpent and the Rainbow. You familiar?
Nah.
The Serpent and the Rainbow was about a particular ethnobotanist. Notice the term? Ethnobotanist. Who was studying in Haiti and was sent by a pharmaceutical company to research or to find this mysterious powder that certain zobops, a zobop is the Haitian word or the Creole word for a Haitian dark priest or an occult priest, that they were making out of certain herbs that would turn human beings into zombies. Well, what is a zombie in this respect? A zombie in this respect would be an individual who, biologically speaking, is alive, but have no soul.
Right.
And that their souls were actually captured and kept in jars.
Hold on. You can't just leave it right there either. You can't just leave that right there either. You know that.
what we're talking about, again, we don't usually relate these types of things to technology. We're talking about a type of old world technology, people.
Coagular.
Matter of fact, here we go. Look up a book. Yeah. Look up a book. It's a paperback called The Black Jacobins. The Black Jacobins talks about the Haitian Revolution, but it goes deep. In this book, The Black Jacobins, talking about Toussaint L'Ouverture, it talks about how they used ancient old world technology to fuel the revolt. In other words, occult technology. How they had, listen to this, they spoke about a spell that the quote unquote Haitian slaves would use on the plantation to cause the children of the slave masters' jaws to lock so they couldn't even open their mouth to eat food, and watch them slowly emaciate and starve to death. Yeah.
Damn, that's zombies.
Yes. Yes.
The concept of zombies actually came from that, right?
Yes. Correct.
The living dead.
Correct.
So let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
You just said it, but I'm gonna make you say something else in conjunction with this. What is there, and if so, what is? Give me an example of a human with no soul.
Okay.
Because you got to realize we're talking about, because the soul comes with certain soul functions.
There you go. Now, this is what I'm about to share is my personal opinion. My personal opinion. Because thinking, understanding, reasoning, and willing are soul functions.
Yes, sir.
But memory is also a soul function. Personality is a soul function.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
The zombie, by definition and implication, is robbed of the ability to have self-volition.
Self-volition.
In other words, if it's a zombie under your command, you tell it to do X, Y, and Z, it does exactly X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And
doesn't have the ability to choose.
There you go. So there's a portion of soul function there. Just not full. It's not full.
But could we say the major faculties of soul are not there?
They're not there.
Because if you can't choose, that means none of the thoughts that exist in your head are yours.
Straight like that.
None of them. So that means you're not even there.
Right.
You're there, but you're in that sunken place, and somebody else is controlling.
You got it. You got it.
Get out.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Bro.
sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Another great show. I really appreciate. Hold on. Before we go.
Yes.
I'm not gonna forget the creator of the Boundless Universe. Shout out for the $5 super chat. It says, and there was a ring in the Lord of the Rings called Precious.
It was nicknamed Precious. That's right.
Then creator of the Boundless Universe comes back again. You can kill something.
You can't kill something that's already dead. That's right.
Ooh, but that's a serious fact.
Yes, sir. Yo, I'm loving your live chat, bro.
Bro, I really appreciate it. Man, y'all lit tonight.
Yeah.
Y'all on.
Yeah.
I guess it's what we on, huh?
I guess so, right?
The drug, they say what the drug interrupt the brain consciousness pathways and causes the zombie-like behavior. That's true.
There you go. Could be that. But see, now, according to, the book, Serpent in the Rainbow, and in the movie, which was based on something that took place in real life, by the way. The pharmaceutical companies, of course, do this all the time. They hire ethnobotanists, go all over the world to study how certain plants are used as medicines by certain cultures and how they affect them differently than they do other people. Yeah. So, but they actually were looking for this actual powder, how it was made, because it was a big secret. It's a secret. What it was made from. Why? Because they want to be able to synthesize it and turn it into a drug.
Yeah.
Who said that? Tariq said Bookman. No, he knows Bookman. That's right.
Talk about it.
Oh, Bookman was a bad man. That's all I'm gonna say. In Haiti, bad man. Yeesh. Yeah.
What's the brother that they talk about out of Africa? Simeon Toko.
Simeon Toko. That's a show for you, by the way. Simeon Toko, people. Woo, man, oh man.
He was serious,
brother.
If what they say about him, if it's true,
if the story is to believed, oh my goodness.
They called this man. They said he was the real G. They said he was the real G. Oh my God, man. Simeon Toko, man.
Simeon Toko. That was him.
I listened to some interviews of his, bro. Very interesting brother.
Yeah.
Very interesting brother, should I say.
Yeah. Like I said,
and our conversation tonight just gave me a whole new perspective of how to even listen to his conversations now.
Right. See, this, in my opinion, I mean, yeah, we're living in trying times, and they're about to get more trying.
Yes, sir.
No mistake.
Make no mistake.
But there is a reality beyond that and above that of the present status quo. In other words, as much in control as the status quo seems to be, it is not in control. So when you got people like Minister Louis Farrakhan, who's continuing the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, saying, he who protects me is on those planes. When you got Prophet Noble Drew Ali saying, I have airplanes, Zeppelins, and Apple. Okay, bro.
Now, hold on, Sharif. Now, we ain't gonna open no doors and no windows for no spookism now.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I'm not. Am I saying that the prophet is alive on one of these? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that if you can openly say that you have these things in your possession or control of these things, and you got people like Hal Puthoff, who admits that he's on the side of those that are trying to catch up to that unseen reality. But we got people saying that they're already a part of it. Come on, brother.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to our creator, the boundless universe. This is man. That is mankind and not man, and the ability of free will.
All I'm going to say to that is this. The prophet is reported to have said, I'm going to stop the European from thinking and get you to thinking for your own good. See?
Say it again.
He's reported to have said, I'm going to stop the European from thinking and get you to thinking for your own good. See?
That's bro. That's a pop. Just to say, I can stop you from. And that.
Bro, man, listen, we belong to the best movement on the planet right now, bro. My assistant chairman of my temple says it this way. He said, we got the winning lottery ticket.
Only thing we gotta do is
cash it in. Cash it in. Listen, brother, I gotta run.
Yes. Yeah, everybody, we love y'all. Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you.
Right. Love y'all.
Thank you.
Brother Sheik 7, love you, brother, man. You already know.
Too, bro.
Yes, sir.
Man, this is an excellent show. Everybody in the chat, thank you. Love y'all. See y'all next time. Peace.